Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. Now, if you're checking this out, you probably saw my video where I traded in my Tier 10 Centurion AVRE that I just don't play. And I got this tank on the trade-in for 1250 gold. You can't really beat that deal. So, I'm here to put the equipment on here and get the commander, etc. So that's the main goal of this video, and it will help you to learn to set up your guy with the specific understanding of what it is you need. And this is what we're going to look at, because this tank is not an A plus tank. It's probably a B tank. You know, it's solid, fun to play for me as a goof around tank, but it's not an A plus tank. But it is solid, and you know, that's cool. So that's what the goal of this video is. So I hope you enjoy this. Tell your friends if they're interested in missile sniper tanks, because this is one of the missile sniper tank videos that's going to help explain missile sniper tanks. And if you're not good at missile sniper tanks, this will be one of the videos that will help you get better, because there's things you have to know, and if you don't know, they can negatively impact your performance. And if you do know them, you can sidestep certain things that seem like they're correct, but actually don't help you in missile tanks. So that covers the beginning. And we're going to go now into the actual equipment, what have you, to set this dude up, because it was one of the things I was goofing around with my other tank to get what I needed. And it was really an interesting and eye-opening idea. And that tank is the Marder A3. I'm going to have a separate video on that tank, or maybe two videos actually, because I had a killer game in that tank, and the setup on that is related to this tank. And I think I'm going to go ahead and show you that a little bit, and then you can go check out the whole video later. So let's go look. Before we set this tank up, I'm going to go get the Marder A3 and show you, the equipment on there, just to give you an idea. Okay. So now you'll see here, this dude is completely blank. All right. Marder A3. Bingo. Era 3 tank. All right. Let's back this off. There we go. So let's go look at the equipment here. Now, this is a missile sniper tank, and you want to set this primarily up in this manner, and I'm going to explain all these things. Again, this is not a right or wrong situation. This is going to be chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, blueberry, tutti frutti, ice cream kind of a reference. So the things I do, you're welcome to leave comments, of course, and ask questions if you have them, because I'd be glad to help you. But in my experience, in my style, these are the things that help me become a very effective rocket sniper tank guy. All right, you might have a slightly different angle, point of view of your tank, and that's okay, because they can be used different ways. So now I'm going to go. We got this. This has got sniper, sniper, sniper. Okay, sniper, 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 defense. And I'm going to show you why this is defensive. Okay, now let's go back to the Bradley, and let's get in here. So you have the enhanced targeting, and this is super beneficial. In fact, we magnify that with the double zoom scope. So this gives me what I like to call Bernie vision. The combination of the double click zoom, this gives you maximum zoom potential, with the enhanced targeting, which is the outline. On mine is default orange, so that's an orange outline, which really helps when you're trying to missile snipe a guy, especially if you imagine Feet Ball Ridge, a lot of trees. It's super helpful there. Okay, so we've got the Bernie vision established, which is killer. Now there's other things you can do It depends on what you're doing. Now mine, like I said, was sniper, sniper, and sniper. So what that does, what that means is one of the things to do is you have an option to use the camo net. Let's double check that. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I don't want to make a, yeah, okay. That has the camo net. Now here's where you get differences, and these are some differences that come up. You can go full sniper with a camo net, and you'll have a much lower detection range. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to actually end up using this camo net. It doesn't really make that much difference on this tank, and that's the thing. You think it makes a difference, and it does make a difference numerically, but it's not a huge difference, and that's the key. So the reason I'm going to select this, I'm going to show you the difference it's going to make in the still concealment. And then I'm going to show you the logical deduction that I made where you have another option that's really good. Now, one of the things we have here that you have to look at in your tank is, whoops, wrong one, dummy. I'm already in the equipment. I'm in the equipment page. I hit my Y button, which would be triangle on PlayStation. And I want to look at here and look at accuracy during rotation. Accuracy during rotation here, not too great. All right. It's not good, and it needs to come down. And this is the key. The reason why is because you have to recognize or ask yourself this question: what is going to get you? And in this tank, the thing that's going to come get you is this tank. This is the tank that is the terrorist of Era 2. Because that gun, that chain gun, is a monster. So you need to set, if you're going to use this tank, and or any, if you're going to use any Era 2 missile launcher tank with a chain gun, and that includes this Bradley, that includes the Marder A1, and also the Begleitpanzer. Now, if you're like Brownie, well, no one's like Brownie because he's an awesome player. But as a pure American, he has a real hard time correctly pronouncing certain German words like Begleitpanzer, which means escort tank or escort armor. So he calls it the Bagel Panzer, which is just an awesome name. So this is the Bagel Panzer. And so you get, his lack of, direct German pronunciation comes and gives us the greatest name for this tank. This is a tank that's another one that is a real pain in the butt. So you're building, in my mind, this is me. If you do the same thing, great. If you want to learn to do this, that's great. If you have a different perspective on this, that's also fine. I build this tank to be as much anti-weasel as possible. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take this horrible number on its bottom left-hand corner, accuracy during rotation. I want to reduce that. So in this case, the thing to do is to put on the gun stabilizer, because look what happens. Whoops. Back out. There we go. Now we've dropped it down to 1.34, which is also still not good, but I don't have a commander in here yet, so that's fine. We're going to need gold repair, because you're going to need repairs. And now again, when you come to the point where this is a right or a wrong, and this is the correct one. Now this is not. These next two are chocolate and vanilla, etc. And I go with enhanced rations for the accuracy. This is the key. I want to reduce the dispersal of the gun. So we go back here and look at this again. Hey, that should have gone down 1.34 when I just added those rations. Okay, well, it'll go down when I check it again. And then the other thing you want to do, look at the steel concealment. All right. Now we're going to drop this number again by using gold. Now you can use white smoke and it will go down a little bit. The gold smoke will drop it tremendously. And you'll see that. Here we go. Now this is again 252, but that's with no commander. And we drop the, well, again, we're actually during rotation 1.34. I think that's as low as it gets. So what I want to do now is I want to import a commander. So I'm going to assign a commander, but one of the things that people do is they put 3 skill commanders in these tanks, and that's, you're asking for trouble. You want to go with the best one you have. Now, in my Begleitpanzer, I have my James T. Kirk maxed out, and this guy is set for, you know, anti-chain gun defense. So we're going to go and shove this guy in this tank. Yes. And this guy's he's a 9 skill commander. You know, he was one that came from the Star Trek, from the previous season. So 9 skill commander. Now let's go back here and look at this. So we now have this, what, 0.89. I think this is as low as that dude goes. And so the thing is, I want to have this with the least deviation or dispersal of chain gun rounds. And that's what this commander is built for. You look at the commander specifically. Steady aim. Snapshot. This is actually during rotation. Chain gun. Deadeye gives increased chances of fire. And I've used this in one of my other videos, the Weasel MK1 video. That shows exactly how devastating Deadeye can be. Born Leader makes all your crew stuff better. The only defensive armor you can put on this tank is armor angling. Controlled impact, that's anti-ramming, and also if you ram other guys, they'll do extra damage because you're a light tank. Run and gun accuracy during motion. Rapid loading, the least obvious reload time possible. And then camouflage expertise for, what do you call it? Steel concealment. So this gives me the best steel concealment that I can get, minus the fact that I don't have camouflage on here. So let's take care of the camouflage. Now again, what is this? Accuracy during movement at the very bottom center is 0.98. That's pretty good. So appearance. Let's go here. I don't know. What is this inscription? Oh, I know what this is. Gotcha. Alright, we don't care about that, but we do need to put this camouflage on here. I personally, this is just me, I don't like using these weirdo camouflage. Now this is an exception. The Sandworm is a killer camo. I like that. That's a free one because that was, you know, I bought those from the store and I saved it. I don't like using colorful camos in Cold War because you can see those with the naked eye. Again, killer Sandworm, we're going to use it. Desert, I've already used up all my desert Sandworms. This Kahless is a really good one. So we're going to go ahead and use this for the desert. Again, this is a free one that we got from Star Trek. And the only thing I have, oh look, I have a Sandworm left over. Fantastic. That didn't cost me anything for the camo. So I camoed this for nothing. Or no extra expense, let's put it that way. Because, you know, I had bought the Sandworm camo It was like, what, $750 for 4 of them. So that's fine. So now let's go back and look at our still concealment. 200. And that's as good as it can get. Now the thing is, here's the dealio. Got this dude set up completely for butt kicking. All right. We've got this. I've set this guy up for the best accuracy I can get in general. What happens is when I take this camo net off, it's going to jack up the camo. And I think it goes up about 40. It's going to go to about 245 to 250 in that range. It's about a 50-point bump. But 250 and 200, it's not much difference. Because when you're rocket sniping, you're at the back, and if they can see you, they can see you. All that number does is really the lock on, you know, from your locking on of your guns. The Weasels have super low numbers, which means you have to get close to get a lock on. Now you can manually aim up until that point as much as you want. So here, if you want to use the camo net for like full sniper mode, great. I don't need it myself. And on I changed it on my Martyr. And the thing that I wanted to do, now you can do, again, you can choose accuracy. Let's go look at the gun accuracy. So you have gun accuracy here and missile accuracy there. It's just fine. Now we could add fan to increase the accuracy of during rotation. That will increase that accuracy. Or you have that choice, or you can go for reload. Tomato. The reload on this is not great. Was it 25 for the Bushmaster, 32 for the TOW missiles? But you get 2 TOW missiles, so it's not that bad. All right, it's tomato. Let's go ahead and add the fan. This is going to give us the best accuracy during rotation. It's 0.87. That's as good as it gets. Let's look at this commander. Let me double check this guy and make sure this is right. Yeah, he's got, wait a second. Doesn't this guy, there it is. Yeah, okay, there's the snapshot. So this is accuracy during rotation. This is also accuracy during rotation. It's regular accuracy, which affects that as well. So this is it. This dude is set to the maximum for anti-weasel. And that's the key. You want to be able to drill this weasel whenever he rolls up on you. And so what you want to do is you want to stay close to items like the edge of the map or rocks, indestructible items to protect yourself, to disallow the weasel to circle you. If the weasel gets a chance to circle you, look, this guy's plump and he's easy money. He's like a Thanksgiving Day turkey. All right, I'm not gonna lie. Well, maybe a Christmas Day ham, whichever one floats your boat. Okay. So you want to stop that. You know, that's the thing. The weasel, if the weasel gets in on you, or any chain gun guy gets in on you, Panzer 1C in World War II is the same thing. You've got to stop them from spinning around you and just cutting you to ribbons, especially if they're using, you know, premium ammo. The weasel, if he's using premium ammo, is going to just eat this for breakfast. So you've got to be super careful. And so that's the whole motivation for myself, is I wanted to make this a rocket sniping guy. The speed factor, you can play this as a speed guy to be anti-weasel, but he's not fast enough. It's inferior in general. I'm just going to tell you that's my personal experience. I've messed around with the other Bradley and other chain gun like the Martyr and the Bagel Panzer. They're not that great as chase vehicles. So it's one of those things, if that's your personal skill, fine. Tailor this to you. Okay, don't tailor it necessarily. I can't speak to be what I'm telling you here. This is me. I'm building it for me, and I'm showing you the process, and I'm showing you things that you go, well, you might want to look at something else because you might have a different skill set than I have. If you're an awesome chaser like Brownie, that guy's a freaking awesome. He's an ambush predator, and he'll just run you down. It's like he's like a lion versus a gazelle. All right, and so he's really good at that. So he has abilities slightly different on his tank than mine because he has specific talents that he's identified and plays to those talents. Play to your talent, whatever that is. All right. So for me, I'm making this defensively as good as I can make it against the weasel, and pray also that Gao Avenger with the spinning chain gun, the minigun. So that's what I'm doing. If they roll up on me, I want to be able to defend myself to the best of my ability, because you can't always rely upon your people on your team, only people in your platoon that you can talk to. But you never know. It's always a hit and miss kind of a thing. So prepare yourself first, and then hope that you have help. If you get help, it makes a huge difference. So this guy is set for anti-chain gun attack, to where I can fight back and spin that turret and get guys, drill them. And that's what that accuracy during rotation number means. That's so important. Accuracy on movement, if you look at the very bottom center, 0.95, it's pretty good. That means when you're on the run with the run and gun. Geez, I had run and gun on here, don't I? Yes, I do. That's the run and gun. Okay, so that's where they were actually during movement is helped there. Now, steady aim helps your tank in every accuracy category. Straight accuracy, it helps you with accuracy during rotation, and it also helps with accuracy on the move. All three of those are affected by this steady aim. This is from building other commanders and testing X, Y, and Z. And we've checked the numbers before and after. That's why I'm telling you this stuff. It's not just made up stuff that sounds good. This is proven. You can go and do it yourself. Now I put the camo net on here so I could show you when I took it off what it would do, to the, what is it, 246? Those numbers are tiny. It looks like 246. So it's like a 46 increase. Went from 200 to 246. And that's fine. That's not a problem for me. Okay, because this is primarily a rocket sniping tank, and that's how I'm going to make my money. All right, defend myself if I can. This tank is not really speed wise. Look at the speed of this. It goes 61, which is solid as a cruising around tank, but you're not gonna, it doesn't have the horsepower like the Weasel has. A much better horsepower, and it's much better in speed. This one's a real solid tank. So don't look at your horse and treat it like it's a bull, because you're not gonna get the same effect. Don't look at a bull and treat it like a horse, because it's not going to do the same thing for you. So each vehicle has its own strengths and weaknesses. Play to your strengths, play to your vehicle's strengths. Don't just be a robot and put the same things on every tank, because they're not the same. If you're playing a Tiger tank, the Tiger tank has a very, very slow turret rotation. Defensively, it is a horrible tank. You need help if someone's rolling up on you and you're trying to defend, because its turret rotation is terrible. So look at your tank, learn the strengths of your tank, learn the weaknesses of your tank, play to the strengths, play away from the weaknesses. Do things that will minimize your weaknesses, and do things that will maximize your strength. That's what I've done in this tank here, is I've maximized my ability for rocket sniping, and also for close range chain gun. If they want to roll up to me and I'm in position, where I can't be circled, because that's huge, I have a chance to defend myself or have help in defense and can perhaps withstand an attack, hopefully. Now, usually the Weasel has just got a monster winning rate against this tank head-to-head. But if you set yourself up, you can be multi-faceted to a certain degree. So don't be crazy. Try to be optimistic. So this is the setup that I recommend really for any of those tanks. And now this James T. Kirk Commander that I put in here, I had him in my Begleitpanzer. I also use this guy in other chain gun tanks. So, I have multiple ones, and this guy just goes in any tank. It's fine. Now, the other thing you have to be careful of, I have some commanders that are premium tank only, and what happens is, if you move a premium tank only commander into a tech tree tank, like the Bagel Panzer. The Bagel Panzer is a tech tree tank. Once this James T. Kirk went in that Bagel Panzer, I can't switch nations with this guy, but I don't need to. I don't want to, so I don't care. But I have 3-star commanders, like this one. This is for commander building. So she is a tank commander for premium tanks. This is the Era 3 Bradley. Again, this one is a tech tree tank, so this Mary, she stays blue nation, and I'm not going to pay 60 gold to swap nations. So most people have fewer 3D commanders, 3-star 3D commanders. Be careful. Make sure you have one of those for each nation for building your guys. That would help you a lot. So don't be, don't just squander the usage, because once you take a 3-star commander like this Mary, put her in a tech tree tank, she's corrupted and you can't swap nations. And sometimes you need to swap nations in certain situations. It doesn't matter. Everybody's different. Just keep your options open. So I have tech tree 3-star commanders, and I have premium 3-star commanders, and I don't want to swap those around. So I'm just giving you a heads up about that. So basically, we've covered the generalities of different missile tanks, primarily the Era 2 Bradley. But the Stormer 30 is an exception. It's an anti-Weasel tank in Era 3. And so this will show you, for example, I really need to think about this again. You know what? I do play this primarily as a sniper. Let's look at this. Look at the accuracy during rotation is 44. That is nasty. Now the question is, oh, it does have that. This has a 172. I'm going to get rid of this. Actually, let's do that. And let's put this on here and look at the accuracy during rotation. I'm going to do this now because it's cheaper. So let's look at accuracy during rotation. That is 0.35. That is nasty. Now this tank is a pretty fast and very good anti-Weasel tank in Era 3. And this is like, actually this idea of using the stabilizing bar for this purpose in chain gun missile tanks is something that actually came to me yesterday. So, and it, upped the steel concealment another 40-ish, 45, whatever. Not a problem. 219 is very good. But this tank is not really as much of a hiding missile sniper. This one's more, offensively to chase down weasels that roll up on your guys. But it's just one of those things. I thought I would show you a different aspect and make this the same way as the Era 2 Bradley that we concentrated on. So this butt kicker. So looking forward to playing this here and having more results to show later. Good news, first game out with the Bradley, had a good result, and I'm going to make a video of that one to show this to everybody. So just wanted to give you that information. This is the result that I got in a tank in the first game out, and pretty exciting game. So I'm gonna have a separate video for this game, but this is just to give you the results of the first game out in the Era 2 Bradley with the things I just showed you in the video. I hope that this, setup helped you. I hope I taught you something or ideas to consider to put on your tanks to where you can make them better than they have been, using different ideas like, making your guy more defensively useful with the stabilizer bar, for example. Or if you want to go more hardcore sniper mode with the camo net, and you could even take off the stabilizer bar, risky as it may be, and go the combination of adding the fan for accuracy. So you have options there. You can take off the camo net like I did on this tank and replace the camo net with the fan. You could replace it also with, well, you use combinations of fan, camo, and stabilizer bar and reload to get whatever your personal choice is. For me, this is the thing that I used, and go check out my video that I have on the Marder A3, and that's going to show you exactly everything you'd want to see in detail. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, ask a question. All kinds of people look at my videos and they have information. Again, it's chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. It's not right or wrong. There's a lot of different valid ideas. I wanted to present those as much as possible. If you have a experience that you can share with others, it's very helpful. A lot of people don't do that because they think it's crazy or whatever. There's a lot of people that will not ask a question but will look at what you share from your experience. Well, I've had great luck with XYZ, and you can help people, and then they'll recognize that you're helping them, and that's good for everyone. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Look forward to seeing you again in one of my other videos. Check out my Halloween videos because I got a lot of Halloween videos, more than anybody else. And as always, like and subscribe.